Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is Carmen with Elemental Designs, and I am back to share with you guys how to create a tiny top hat, but more tapered, which means more or less smaller in the bottom and wider in the top. And this is the last little top hat that I showed you guys, and I have a few here that are ready to be you know, distressed and embellished. Super cute, super easy. So I have here this paper, and it's one-sided. I prefer mostly double-sided paper because then it eliminates the need to have to decorate the insides, so on and so forth. But this is for demonstrative purposes, so let's get this started. So what you're going to do is you're going to take um, your uh, paper cutter or whatever you might have, and I'm going to do this at about 1.5, so I'm going to keep the measurements roughly the same. And I might actually want to do this at 2 inches. Let's go for a longer look. Then we're going to put the rest of our paper to the side because we don't need that for right now. And then pretty much to create the tapered look, what we are going to do, just going to get this kind of rolling a little bit, give it a little bit of shape. We're actually going to cut off the sides on an angle going this way, and to do that I'm just going to more or less put the two ends together. I'm not going to flatten it. I'm just going to put the two ends together. And I'm thinking around there would be good. So now when you close it off, you'll have a smaller opening in the top. I mean a smaller opening in the bottom than you do in the top. And then we're going to glue this and clip this together and remove this excess. We're going to do this by hand. So the most important thing to do is just try to get your areas in the bottom as flush together as possible. Then grab your glue. Gotta take the pin out. I put a little bit too much glue. So let's clean up some of that glue. And pretty much what you want is to have, you want it to be more tapered off in the bottom than in the top. So you want your top to be a lot wider than it is in the bottom. You can also use double-sided tape for this. Glue just allows you to slide it around a little bit better, so you might be able to get a little bit more control. If you put double-sided tape, then once you stick it, you'll have to pretty much move it, and sometimes you'll rip the paper in doing that. So you can either clip this and let this be. I'm just trying to clean up some of that excess glue. Don't do what I did with the glue. A little bit goes a long way. And this is pretty much holding itself together. So I'm going to try to eyeball it. And try to get that as flush as possible. So when I go stick the top part of this hat, it'll be nice and flat. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it, seeing it where I need to level it off. Okay, and I will repeat the same. at the bottom. As you see with the bottom, you'll be removing a lot more just to get it nice and flush. And you'll notice that you have a little divot here, so you can pretty much go off of that little divot and just remove a little bit at a time until it's nice and even. There we go. I think I need to take a little bit more off this side. Okay. So now we have a wider top than we have here on the bottom. So let me remove all these little bits and pieces. Put these off to the side. Then the same deal. I'm gonna pretty much get a base for my hat. So to do that, I'm gonna grab something that's a little bit wider and just more or less place your item on top, and then you can see more or less the ratio that you need. Depending on the size of your hat, you know, this part of the hat is gonna vary. So just cut your circle out. Then for the inside, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut out a little notch. That'll be perfect. Okay. And pretty much this is just so that you can either, you know, place a straw in there or position it someplace, as well as you can put your finger in it when you're going to alter it, and that way it'll help you to maneuver the hat around. That's basically the reason why I do the little hole. You don't even have to do the hole if you're going to be laying them flat. Grab this. I just refilled my glue, and I think I filled it too high. So now we're going to place the little top hat on the top and make sure that it's where you need it to be and that everything looks more or less proportionate. I'm going to place something heavy on top so that it'll stay down and glued in place, and then I'll be back when it's dry. While my hat is drying, I'm going to go ahead and cut out another square and place that right over the top. So using some of the paper that I have left over, I'm going to get rid of this. Yep, that'll fit perfectly. Very carefully add your glue all around the top. And place your paper right over that. Once it's dry, then you'll be ready for trimming off the excess, and your tapered hat will be ready for embellishing. We'll be back. All right, you guys, so this is mostly dry. So now I'm going to go ahead and trim off the excess from the top of the hat. Again, very gently, very careful not to push the top part in. So just hold it very gingerly and go right up against that edge. And there you have it. So we have it's tapered. It's narrower in the bottom than it is on the top. And then as a simple embellishment, remember you can always shade in some of those edges if you don't like them. Just make sure that I have all the little spots, and I'm fairly happy with that. You can also add some kind of a design to your hat as well. I'm using an alcohol marker just to go around the edges. And you can pretty much design these and decorate them any way that you wish. Again, these are very awesome for creating wands out of them, and even adding some tulle or just other fabrics and different things, adding little lace appliques or little lace embellishments. I mean, you can do so much with these. And so I'm going to add a simple embellishment. I'm going to add a little bit of this ribbon here. I'm going to see more or less how much I need, and then I'm going to trim that and glue it on. And hopefully you can see. I'm going to add a little bit of glue. I'm going to add my little bit of trim here. I'll hold this down to apologize for the noise. We have a very active and busy household. Okay, so add a little bit more glue to kind of finish this off and close that up. And then wherever the seam is, that's the back of the hat. So right in the front of the hat, I'm going to add a little bit of glue, and I'm going to stick this cute little white rose right along the front. And there you have it. Super adorable, super cute. Only thing left to do is curl these edges up a little bit. My hat is not fully dry, but I did want to get this tutorial out there for you guys, because I know some of you guys wanted to give this a try. And then just play with your sides a little bit, maneuver that paper around. My advice is to make sure that your item is completely dry before you start trying to play with it. And this is your time that if you want to decorate this, you want to stamp this, you can either do this before or after. It's completely up to you. But if you don't want it to be white, let's say that's what you have, it's just the paper that has the pattern on one side and white on the other, then just grab yourself some ink, grab yourself some stamps, and make a beautiful pattern under it. You can also write your sentiment on the bottom of the hats. If you're going to give them to somebody, then you can put your YouTube channel name, you know, any little message that you want going around the hat. So that'll be super cute and make it also super personal. So definitely many ideas that you can use with this. I plan on making some paper wands and pretty much adding my straws or my stick in the center. I'm adding some, you know, lace trims or different things to it and making a cute little, you know, little top hat wands, if you will. Super cute. You can also make them a shaker by just adding your sequins mix on the inside and covering it up and not adding the hole there, just making a big enough size so that your straw can kind of go through, and you can make like a little sequence shaker that way, and that way a little rattle and it'll shake and make noise. Like I said, super, super easy. Many ideas, many ways that you can go ahead and use this. If you do end up recreating them, I would love for you to let me know and tag me. And if you can share the reference to the video, that'll be awesome. If you know, if you want. So yes, you guys, thanks so much for watching. We have some really cute top hats right here. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Super cute. And you can actually see how different they look. You can tell this one's a little bit more tapered in the bottom and a lot wider in the top. This one's more basic. This one's more basic. And this one's a little bit more elegant, if you will, a little bit more design to it. But either way, you can do this in a couple different ways. So if you have a better way of doing it, we'd love for you to show me because I thought this was pretty simple. But if you have a simpler way of getting it done, by all means, share. So, all right, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.